Well, welcome to challenge course number 1. Well, our purpose for this challenge course for the next 20 minutes is to help us talk about raising awareness of the SBAC with our public, with our stakeholders. As you know, people tend to, is it fair to say, they're curious, they have a little bit of angst about things they don't know, and I think that's kind of the climate that we've got with the public right now, and with most of us. We're still kind of learning about the SBAC. So we feel it's really important that we are armed with knowledge about the SBAC so that we can better inform our public. So what we're going to do today is just talk about what's going on in other states and what we're doing in our own districts and how we can best inform the public so that we can relieve some of the worry and concern that's there, that people have. Tony has passed out a packet of 3 articles for you. You're welcome to keep all 3 articles. We're going to do a little jigsaw right now for our time together, so I'd like you to pick one article to read. And please make sure that people near you are reading a separate article so that when you go to share out your information in your jigsaw that you've got all 3 articles are represented. If you choose to read the Harvard article, it's the one with the red on the top. It's a little bit lengthy, so unless you're a speed reader, you might want to share that with somebody else or else kind of just skim it for the more salient points. So we will give you about 3 or 4 minutes to read your article. On page 8 in your notebook, there is a note-taking guide. And if you'll please write down 3 key points from your article that you can share with your elbow partners, that'd be perfect. Okay, so we're going to break you up, make sure all 3 articles are being represented near you. Give you about 3 or 4 minutes to read, and there's highlighters if you need them. Folks, I'm going to bring us together. I'm sorry to break up your conversations because they sound so rich and wonderful. But we've got a few minutes left, and I just want to kind of get some closure for us. And let me ask you this, because if it hasn't happened to you, and I guarantee you probably it has happened to half the people in this room right now, that you're at the grocery store, you're at a sporting event, you're at a dinner party, and somebody says, hey, you work in the district. What's going on with that new assessment? You're nodding, right? It's happened to you, okay? So what are we saying to them? What are you telling your public? Can we share out a little bit so everyone can hear maybe what you're doing in your districts to kind of help inform the public? Thank you.
I just tell them we're doing less because when you, and I just compare it to when you were in school and you had a big test and you had a lot that you had to study for. So you crammed all this stuff, you just crammed it. You went and took the test, like, oh, boom,
yeah.
I can let go of it all. And so there's very little that you keep some of the time when you have so much information because you can't. And so we're taking the less information, less that has to stay here, and then we're working with it, experimenting with it, doing projects with it, so that when we're done, it stays. You have it. You don't lose it when you are
So you're
done
just
with
chunking
the
it out a
test.
little bit, little pieces at a time.
You just have it, and you keep it with you when you move on.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Yeah.
I've shared how, and this is not only with parents but also within the staff, how we were expecting students now to be able to defend their claim and cite evidence to support their answer. So it's far more rigorous, it's more detailed, and the C is just not an option.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
In our districts, we've got links on school websites for information about the Common Core and what to expect. So parents can go to that homepage for their school and click on the link to find more information.
Okay.
As a way to kind of let them know what's out there and help them.
And they're aware of that.
And some parents are concerned that we're teaching certain topics. And and I said, no, in fact, I brought the Common Core booklets to them. I said, you show me where it tells you that. And I said, so that's a thing that you have to be, in talks with the teacher of what they're teaching.
That's what this table is talking about. It's the standards are not the curriculum.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You've had your hand up too.
We had the parents come into the computer labs and they took the test.
The
That's
practice
a good
test.
idea.
The practice test.
I think